If you think it's too late to become a professional football player, you have to watch this video. Had the chance to learn their criterias of what the coaches and the clubs are looking for when it comes to picking the players and choosing those players to sign for their clubs. But first of all, we need to understand, what do you consider pro? Because there are levels of professional footballer. Technically, when you think of something professional, that only means that you're making money off it. That doesn't mean that you are at the highest level you can be, because you could be technically in a 10th division in Europe and still make money, and you're still considered a professional footballer. But is that what you really want? Or do you want to be at the top and do you want to be the best? Because if your dream is only to sign a professional contract, I don't think you need to worry about the age. You can do it at any age, really, if you have the talents for it. Because then you just become pro, nothing really special. But why stop there, and why not chase to the end and push it to the limit? You might disagree with some of my answers, but I'm not here to give you a false hope. When you start to play football, you kind of have an idea if you're a standout player at the team you're playing at, or if you're just an average player. So you kind of know your weaknesses and your strengths. If you don't, that's your first problem. That's the first thing you need to learn about yourself. What are your weaknesses and what are your strengths? So you can work towards your weaknesses and improve them and become an excellent player. And if you are an average player at the current club that you're playing at, that means you most likely won't make it pro until you get your weaknesses to a certain level. So you basically first gotta be honest with yourself. Do you have what it takes to become a professional footballer? Do you know your weaknesses and do you know your strengths? And when it comes to age, dreams can be limitless, but you can never say never, really. There is always a possibility. When the pro clubs or coaches looking to sign a new player, there are a few factors they look at the most. First of all, your basic techniques, like your first touch, your passing. Can you use your left foot and right foot? Or your shoulder checking, or your vision. Then they look at your game IQ, like your positional awareness. Do you know where to stand on the pitch? Do you know where to be, exactly when to be on the pitch? Or how well do you play in a team environment? And I think the most important one is your attitude, which is, are you a positive player? Are you a negative player? Or are you ignorant? Meaning that, are you willing to learn more? Are you always allowing yourself that you can learn more and you can improve more? So if they came to watch you, or if they watched your game clip, now they're gonna ask the most important question. How old is this player? This is exactly when you will know whether if the age matters or not. If you mastered all these attributes I just listed, then age might not matter as much. Let's say you are 20-25 years old and you are excellent at all these attributes I just listed. Then they would ask themselves, as well as your coach, why is this player not a pro yet? Because there has to be something wrong. And this is exactly when it gets very important. If you did not master these basic skills and you are 20-25, 27 years old, I'm sad to say, but you might be a little too late. Because at that age, between 20-28, you have to be mastering all these attributes. I think it's too late for you to learn the fundamentals of football. And this is exactly when they would be going to the 14, 15, 16-year-old players, and they would be looking, okay, these players do not have first touch under pressure, passing under pressure, but these players are young and they can still learn. They consider those young players as the prospect and as investments. Because the most important thing that you need to realize, these professional clubs are looking for investments. It's sad to say this, but they are selfish and they are also thinking of themselves as well, their success and their club's financial situation. So you could potentially be an excellent investment for these clubs if you're a young player. So you answer this question. You have a player who's 15-year-old and excellent at 50% of those attributes listed above. Or you're a 27-year-old player who knows all of this stuff, but you're 27 years old. Which one would you go? I personally would go for the really young player. And most likely these clubs will be signing for these young prospects. And those clubs also sign players that are already 27, 28 years old. But why is that? Because those players already established themselves names. They already played pro at some level. They already have experience. If you've never been pro and if you never played at a pro level, your chances of signing for a professional club is highly unlikely. Yes, maybe you have a chance of signing a professional contract at a 9th division, 10th division club, but is that what you really want? If that's your dream, just to sign a professional contract, so do it then. If you are a young player, make sure you start getting your fundamentals right. You have to make sure that you are already a standout player at your amateur club. And that will be the only way to go pro. If you are not the standout player at your amateur club, most likely your chances of making it to pro, highly unlikely. And if you are above 20 years old to 28 years old, now you have limited time and you already have to have these basics at 100%. If you are 20 to 28 years old and if you have mastered these fundamentals, then you have a chance. I can't tell you that you don't stand a chance because you're too old. In my opinion, that they will always be looking for these young prospects unless you're extremely talented, undiscovered player. And this is exactly why that I always tell you, you being extremely skillful when you're playing on the streets with your friend doesn't really help you, because no matter how old you are, these professional clubs will be looking at those players who played at a club and who played official games and how you perform under pressure when you're playing 11 versus 11 games. If you want to become a standout player, you can find the video I made in the description. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope I was able to help you out. Please drop a like, subscribe to my channel with the notifications on. You can also find my playlist right over here. Thanks for tuning in and I will see you next time.